Hi, I'm Patrick Sebil, inventor of the Sebil Lures. So right now we are at the ICAST 2016 here in Orlando, Florida. One more time in the state where I live. I love this state and I love you to come visit us thanks to this video with Inventive Fishing. I'm going to introduce to you the product we are relaunching this year because we direct them to saltwater anglers first. First of all, the stick shad. Stick shad have been for years our #1 selling bait for saltwater, and they are great reason. That's a fantastic bait, no matter if you do finesse fishing, power fishing. On a stick shad you can catch basically everything in saltwater, from redfish, sea trout, striped bass, wahoo, mahi-mahi, name it, we catch it. Now, the big thing is the new price point. The Stick Shad 90, which was forever our #1 seller, was selling in the past roughly between 15 and 18 bucks a piece. We're bringing that bait back at $8.99. $8.99. All the range. We're bringing new sizes, 60 millimeter, which is about 2 3/8 in length. So when your predator fish are targeting very teeny prey, it can be, targeting snook, baby tarpon, it can be small striped bass, any saltwater fish. When they are looking for small prey, this is the 60. Then we have the 72, we have the 90, the 114, the 155, the 182, and the next new size is the 210. And that big dude, you can cast and retrieve. It's a bit heavy, you need to have the right stuff. You can jig it. That means you cast, let it dive down deep for cubera, snapper, striped bass, many other things, and then you make those long jigs. Or you can troll it. Troll it 5 knots, troll it 10 knots, troll it 15 knots, troll it 20 knots, troll it 25 knots, troll it up to 30 knots. I'm not kidding you. My name is on it. I will not put my name in the mud. I can tell you, you can troll this big dude up to 30 knots. So that's a lure you can cast, retrieve, jig, and troll at any speed. No matter you're targeting wahoo, cobia, or anything else. That's a big stick shad. So big part of our family are the stick shad. Now we have the Magic Streamers. Forever the #1 selling bait in our range. Magic Streamer is very well known for a very realistic swim action. We bring them back as the stick shad with new face, new skills. I made them stronger, I reinforced the hinges. They have stronger hooks now. On the large model there's a blade that adds a lot of flash. So we have the 228 in slow sinking. We have the 190 in 2 models, fast sinking that weighs 3 ounces, long cast, fish deeper, and the floating one when you want to fish on top. And if you look at the tail, I can remove the double hook and you have a screw worm where I recommend you to screw a finesse worm that adds even more action like a snake. And then we have the 165. By the way, I realized one thing. When I told you about the price, I didn't say that this big dude will come at $19.99. So you see the range from $6.99 to $19.99, 7 sizes. Magic Streamers being the same. We're gonna be at $19.99 to $14. So a good range of price. Soft model. The soft one being reinforced. So now there's a mesh inside. And of course the mesh makes it stronger. So if you have fish on, you will catch more fish with the same lure. Also the new hook is a wide gap, 15-degree open hook. We have a weight on it. Very good for cast and retrieve. When you have floating debris, very good to cast, very good to slow troll. So when you have sargassum on the top, with conventional trolling lure, you have to troll around the floating debris. Well, with the Magic Streamer Soft, you can actually troll into the floating debris with very, very little risk to snag those debris on the hook. That's great as well for sailfish, and I'm not kidding you, I've been catching a ton of sailfish on it. Wahoo, dorado, whatsoever. Also on dredge baits, on dredge, you can replace your conventional shad, which have action which is not realistic, with Magic Streamer Soft. Because thanks to a new price point, the 200 will come at $9.99 in a bag of 2 plus 1 hook. And the 160 will come also at $9.99 with 3 baits plus 1 hook. Also, another very important bait in that family is the flat shad, and especially that model, the snagless model. The flat shad snagless come with a double hook on the belly and a feather on the tail. So that means this lure can be cast and retrieved. It can be trolled, that's very good by the way, slow trolling it for tarpon, fast trolling it for bonito or mai-mai. Also you can jig it, and what I do when I fish on the shallow in the flats, I use that bait exactly the way I will use a soft plastic rig on a jig head. So you twitch it, you hop it, you yo-yo it, and you catch fish like this. We have the snagless model with that double hook, or we have the conventional model with two treble hooks. That's better, for example, for mackerel, okay? When you fish in open water. And the two last baits are more directed to fresh water with a lot of use in saltwater. The vibrato, that's a jigging spoon that you can slow jig, vibrates a lot. So if you fish in a hole, you know that you have redfish in that 10 or 15 feet hole, you drop it on the floor, on the sand, just gently pop it. You don't need to pull much. Just a small movement of the rod tip, that thing vibrates a lot and attract the fish and catch the fish very well. We have 7 size between 4 gram and 1 ounce. Very last, most unusual for you guys when you think about saltwater, the pivot frog. Yeah, you will say, okay, saltwater fish don't eat frogs. You're wrong. They don't care. If they see something swimming on the walk the dog motion on top, they bite it. So yes, that's a frog, but it does walk the dog on a slow motion. So when you want to fish redfish, where you have a lot of heavy cover, you cannot cast your conventional stick bait with 2 treble hooks. You can't. You twitch it a couple of times, grass on the hook, you know what's next? No bite. So you take the pivot frog, you cut the tail, you don't need the tail or the legs, and look, what's happening with that bait? It's not your conventional frog with a double hook. It's one frog with that one single hook. Look at that. Thanks to gravity, the hook stays down, it's very weedless. The position of the weight here helps it to cast very well. And once it's in the water, on a slow motion, you walk the dog, and when the fish bites it, the hook goes up, the body collapses, and now, here's the gap you have. This is hooking the fish super well. You can hook redfish, striped bass, or even a tarpon on that frog. This is the Sebile range of bait, Generation 2, ICAST 2016. You're watching Inventive Fishing. Have fun, guys.